Logocrons, the god of creation, surveyed his work. From the swirling chaos, he had sculpted the cosmos, a masterpiece of celestial bodies dancing in harmony. But the universe remained silent, devoid of the symphony of life. He reached out with a hand that spanned galaxies, his touch stirring the primordial soup of the void. From this nascent energy, he birthed the lesser gods, each imbued with a unique spark of his own creative power. First came Atheriath, the goddess of nature, whose touch brought forth lush forests teeming with vibrant flora and fauna. Next came the stoic Kronos, the god of time, whose measured steps marked the passage of days and seasons. Logocron smiled as he saw the two interact, Atheria's vibrant growth nurtured and guided by Kronos' steady hand. He then brought forth the passionate Pyros, the god of fire, whose fiery breath ignited the stars and brought warmth to the world. But Logocrons knew this was not enough. He needed a force to counterbalance the raw power of Pyros. He shaped the ethereal Nyx, the goddess of darkness, from the shadow of his own being. Her silent presence provided the necessary counterpoint to Pyros' blinding brilliance, giving birth to the night sky and the comforting embrace of darkness. As the four gods danced and interacted, a vibrant energy pulsed through the nascent universe. But Logocron yearned for something more, a spark of intellect and creativity to guide the direction of his creation. With a thought, he brought forth the cunning Eidos, the god of knowledge, who emerged from the very fabric of space, borrowing the potential for thought and reason. Go forth, mighty Odokot. Logocrons boomed, his voice resonating through the cosmos. Shape the universe in your image, for it is you who will bring it to life. The gods dispersed, their energies mingling with the chaotic energy of the void, igniting the stars and weaving the fabric of existence. Logocrons watched as his Childokot began their work, his own hands finally free to move on to his next great creation. Logocrons, his heart brimming with satisfaction, turned his attention to the burgeoning civilizations forming across the universe. His lesser gods had indeed brought forth a vibrant tapestry of life, each world unique and teeming with diverse creatures. His gaze fell upon a world where Atheria's lush forests met the scorching desert sculpted by Pyros, a planet humming with a vibrant energy. A young woman, a mere mortal, knelt by a shimmering pool, her reflection distorted by the rippling water. This was Seraphina, a young woman chosen by Eidos to be his champion. Logocrons watched as Seraphina, guided by a faint whisper in her mind, followed a shimmering trail of light emanating from the pool. She reached a hidden grotto, where a luminous orb pulsed with an otherworldly light. The orb of Eidos, a powerful artifact crafted by Logocrons himself, lay nestled on a bed of shimmering crystals. It was a repository of knowledge, his very presence distorting the fabric of reality around it. Logocron smiled. He knew Seraphina would use the orb's power for good. Embrace the wisdom within, child, whispered Eidos' voice in her mind. It is a gift, a burden, and a responsibility. Use it wisely. As Seraphina touched the orb, a wave of knowledge washed over her, filling her mind with images, concepts, and forgotten languages. She felt a shift within herself, a transformation sparked by the orb's power. Her senses sharpened, her perceptions expanded, and her mind became a swirling vortex of information. Suddenly, the world around her seemed both familiar and strange, as if she had always been connected to this vast universe, but had forgotten the connection. But Logocrons, privy to the secrets of time and fate, saw a shadow lurking in the periphery of the orb's glow. He saw a glint of malevolent interest in the eyes of Kronos, the god of time. Logocrons knew that Kronos, driven by his obsession with order and control, would seek to harness the orb's power for his own purposes. He had to find a way to protect Seraphina and the orb from the god of time's ambition. He needed a counterweight, a champion to stand against Kronos' relentless pursuit of power. The thought of a champion brought a new idea to Logocron's mind, an idea that would weave a tapestry of chaos and order, of love and hate, into the very fabric of the universe. He had an idea for a new god, a god born of the very conflict he saw brewing. But first, he needed to create the catalyst to set the stage for this grand cosmic play. He looked back down at the planet, at Seraphina, who was now starting to understand the power she now wielded. Logocrons felt a sense of anticipation, a thrill of the unfolding drama. For he had set the stage, and now the players would take their turns. Kronos, the god of time, observed Seraphina from the shadows. The young woman's growing mastery of the orb of Eidos disturbed him deeply. It was a power that should have been his, a power to shape the universe to his will, to impose order upon the chaos he saw everywhere. He saw the orb as a tool to perfect the rhythm of the cosmos, to erase the flaws and imperfections of creation. He watched as she learned to navigate the vast tapestry of knowledge within the orb, to doctor upon its power with increasing ease. Each new revelation, each new power, ignited a fire within Kronos, a burning desire to claim the orb for himself. But he needed a plan, a strategy to overcome Seraphina's growing strength. He turned his attention to Pyros, the god of fire, his closest ally in the cosmic order. He knew that Pyros' ambition and thirst for power mirrored his own. He approached Pyros, the ether crackling with his divine power. "Brother," he said, his voice a low rumble, "Seraphina has become a threat. The orb of Eidos must be taken, before her power grows too strong." Pyros, his eyes blazing with fiery ambition, grinned. He saw the opportunity for chaos, for a chance to seize control of a power he couldn't resist. "And how do you propose we achieve this, brother?" The young woman seems to be surrounded by disfavor. Kronos, a cunning strategist, had already formulated a plan. He would use Pyros' fiery passion to ignite the conflict, a conflict that would lead to the young woman's demise. He had observed a warrior known as Corvus, a powerful warrior doctor onto Pyros' fiery strength. He would manipulate the warrior, setting him on a collision course with Seraphina. He whispered his plan to Pyros, a tapestry of lies and manipulations designed to turn brother against sister, warrior against champion. Pyros, his eyes flickering with newfound purpose, nodded in agreement. "It will be done, brother. I will ensure the orb's power is mine." As Pyros' machinations unfolded, Corvus, blinded by ambition and fueled by Pyros' whispers, confronted Seraphina. He challenged her, demanding control of the orb, and a fierce battle erupted. The clash of powers shook the very foundations of their world, a symphony of fire and knowledge, of ambition and desperation. Seraphina fought bravely, but she was no match for Corvus' raw power. He struck her down, his blade a scorching scar across her chest. As Seraphina lay dying, the orb pulsed with a mournful light, a wave of sorrow washing over the universe. With her last breath, she whispered, "Eidos, protect the orb." Kronos, watching from the shadows, felt a flicker of satisfaction as he saw the young woman's life slip away. He knew the orb would soon be his, the universe is to reshape. But he also felt a prickle of unease. He had underestimated the power of the orb, its connection to the very fabric of creation. He had not foreseen the consequences of Seraphina's death, the ripple effect that her passing would have on the universe. A ripple that would usher in a new era of chaos, a chaos he had tried to avoid. For the death of Seraphina, his champion, was about to unleash a power far greater than he could have imagined. Pyros, god of fire, watched the scene unfold with a mixture of satisfaction and apprehension. His plan, fueled by Kronos' machinations, had worked flawlessly. Seraphina, the champion of Eidos, lay dead. He had used Corvus, a warrior consumed by ambition, as a tool, a blade to carve his path towards the orb of Eidos. The orb pulsed with raw energy, its power vibrating in the ether, and Pyros felt a surge of anticipation, of excitement. He was close, so close to claiming the artifact, to shaping the universe in his image. However, there was a sense of unease in his fiery heart. He knew that Kronos, his scheming brother, would stop at nothing to seize the orb for himself. Pyros, driven by his own thirst for power, had grown wary of his own ally. They had shared ambition, but their visions of the universe differed greatly. Pyros wanted to shape the universe in a blaze of glory, to reshape the fabric of creation in the image of his fiery passion. Kronos, however, created order, a controlled, predictable universe, where every beat of the cosmic clock was meticulously synchronized. As Corvus approached the orb, his hand reaching towards the pulsing energy, Pyros saw a flash of light from the heavens. A new presence, a force of raw energy and untamed power, descended upon the battlefield. From the heart of a dying star, a being of pure energy materialized, a creature of shimmering light and unyielding will. This was Astra, a being born of the stars, a creature of pure celestial fire, an embodiment of the universe's untamed energy. Astra's arrival startled Pyros, a surprise that momentarily overshadowed his triumph. He felt a new, potent energy in the air, a presence that rivaled his own. Astra, seeing the orb of Eidos, its power resonating with her own celestial energy, spoke in a voice that echoed with the hum of distant stars. "I have come for the orb of Eidos," she said, a voice a symphony of starfire and celestial energy. "It is a power that cannot be contained by the mortal realm. It belongs to the stars, to the universe itself. Pyros, never one to back down from a challenge, roared in defiance. He felt a spark of something new, a challenge that ignited his fiery passion. He had planned for the orb to be his, but now he saw an opportunity to reshape the universe in a blaze of his own creation. "The orb will be mine," he declared, his fiery breath scorching the air. "This world will burn in my glory." A fierce battle erupted, the earth trembling beneath the clash of celestial fire and cosmic energy. Pyros, fueled by the power of the orb, unleashed waves of scorching heat and fiery explosions. Astra met his challenge with a symphony of starlight and celestial energy, her movements a dazzling dance of light and power. As the battle reached, Pyros felt a sense of wonder, a new perspective on his own ambition. He had sought power for himself, but now he saw the universe's power, the untamed energy that flowed through all things. He saw the possibility of a universe shaped not by his will, but by the forces of the cosmos, a universe in which he, Pyros, could be a part of the divine tapestry, rather than its master. But in this moment of change, Kronos, observing the clash from the shadows, saw only a threat to his own ambitions. He saw in Astra a rival to his own desire for order, a wild force that threatened to throw the universe into chaos. He knew that he had to act, to seize the orb before Astra could claim its power. The battle for the universe had only just begun. Nyx, goddess of darkness, watched the unfolding chaos with a mix of amusement and apprehension. The battle between Pyros and Astra, a spectacle of fire and starlight, was a thrilling spectacle, a cosmic dance of light and energy. But Nyx saw more than just a clash of power. She saw a disruption in the natural order, a shift in the balance between light and darkness. The orb of Eidos, once a beacon of knowledge and reason, now pulsed it with a raw energy that threatened to destabilize the entire universe. She saw the ambition burning in Pyros' eyes, his desire to reshape the universe in his own fiery image. She saw the raw power of Astra, a being born of starlight, a force of untamed energy, and she saw the lurking shadow of Kronos, the god of time, his eyes fixed on the orb, his desire for control simmering beneath the surface. Nyx, however, saw a different path, a path that lay in the heart of the shadows. She had always been the counterpoint to Pyros' fiery brilliance, the darkness that balanced the light, but she had also witnessed the power of darkness, its ability to create and destroy, to conceal and reveal, to nurture and consume. She saw the potential for a new order, a universe where light and darkness danced in harmony, where the power of the orb would be used to create a balance, not a dominance. As Pyros and Astra clashed, she saw a flicker of movement in the shadows, a figure emerging from the fringes of the battle, a being cloaked in darkness, his eyes a shimmering abyss. This was Morpheus, a being born from the depths of Nyx's realm, a creature of dark dreams and nightmares, of whispers and visions. He was a being of pure potential, a reflection of the raw energy of the darkness. Morpheus approached Nyx, his voice a whisper in the darkness. "The universe is out of balance, goddess," he said, his voice a melody of shadows. "The orb of Eidos holds a power that threatens to consume all. We must act before it's too late." Nyx, sensing the power emanating from Morpheus, saw a new possibility, a chance to reshape the universe in her image, to bring order to the chaos through the power of darkness. She saw Morpheus as a tool, a weapon to be used in her grand design. "Lead the way, Morpheus," she whispered, her voice a soft murmur in the darkness. "Show me how we can restore balance." As Morpheus stepped into the heart of the battle, the Easter crackled with a new energy, a wave of shadows that rippled across the battlefield. His arrival surprised both Pyros and Astra, their fiery clashes momentarily forgotten as they turned to face this new threat. Morpheus, wielding a blade of shadow and a power that defied definition, joined the fray. His presence shifted the balance, his very essence a counterpoint to the blinding light and scorching heat. He was a force of chaos and control, of dark dreams and nightmares, a being of darkness who could rival even the god of fire and the goddess of starlight. As the battle reached, Nyx watched with a sense of anticipation. The arrival of Morpheus had changed everything. The universe, once a canvas of light and fire, was now awash in darkness, a new force poised to shape the very fabric of creation. The balance of power had shifted, and Nyx knew that the fight for the universe had only just begun. Sofina, her spirit tethered to the orb of Eidos, watched the chaos unfold from the ethereal plane between life and death. She saw the clash of Pyros and Astra, a fiery spectacle that mirrored the chaos brewing in her own soul. She had failed to protect the orb, her body a casualty of Corvus' ambition, her spirit bound to the artifact she had sworn to protect. She saw the arrival of Morpheus, a figure cloaked in shadows, a being of darkness that stirred a sense of unease within her. His arrival had shifted the balance of power, pushing the universe closer to the precipice of chaos. She saw the desperation in Pius's eyes, the realization that his fiery ambition had unleashed a power he could not control. But she also saw a flicker of hope in Astra's eyes, a determination to protect the universe from the encroaching darkness. Seraphina felt a connection to the celestial being, a kinship born of their shared connection to the orb's energy. She felt a burning need to act, to guide Astra, to protect the universe from the encroaching shadows. But her body, shattered by Corvus' blade, was a prison, her spirit a captive of the orb. She could feel the artifact pulsing with a raw energy, its pull growing as the battle raged around it. She could sense the whispers of the countless minds that had touched the orb, a symphony of knowledge and ambition that reverberated within its core. She could feel the presence of Eidos, her divine patron, a faint whisper in the swirling chaos of her own thoughts. As the battle intensified, Seraphina watched in horror as Kronos, his face twisted with a desperate hunger for control, launched an attack on Morpheus. He saw in the creature of darkness a threat to his own ambition, a challenge to his vision of a perfectly ordered universe. The clash between Kronos and Morpheus was a battle of time and darkness, a collision of opposing forces that shook the very foundations of reality. Kronos, wielding the power of time, created temporal paradoxes, attempting to trap Morpheus in a loop of endless repetition. Morpheus, however, countered with a manipulation of shadows, distorting time and reality, weaving a tapestry of illusions and nightmares. Seraphina, witnessing the battle, felt a pang of doctrine. She knew that the conflict between Kronos and Morpheus would have dire consequences for the universe. One of them had to be stopped, but she was powerless to intervene. Then, with a burst of energy that resonated through the orb, Kronos, driven by a desperate need for control, unleashed a devastating temporal storm. The storm engulfed Morpheus, twisting time around the creature of darkness, a wave of energy that ripped through the fabric of reality. Seraphina watched in horror as Morpheus vanished in a burst of light, his form dissolving into a cloud of shadow. She felt a wave of sadness wash over her, a sense of loss for a being who, despite his darkness, had shown a glimmer of potential, a spark of hope in a universe spiraling towards chaos. But as she mourned the loss of Morpheus, she also saw a new threat emerging. Kronos, his eyes burning with a cold, calculated ambition, stood triumphant over the fading remains of his enemy. He had achieved his goal. Morpheus was gone, and the orb was within his grasp. Seraphina knew that Kronos would use the orb's power to reshape the universe in his own image, to impose his vision of order upon the chaos. She had to find a way to stop him, but she was trapped, her spirit bound to the very artifact he sought to control. But even in this moment of despair, a flicker of hope emerged. She felt a faint pulse of energy emanating from Astra, a surge of starlight that resonated with her own connection to the orb. Astra, the celestial being of pure energy, was the only one who could stand against Kronos, the only one who could challenge his ambition and protect the universe from his tyranny. Seraphina knew that she had to act, to find a way to break free from her ethereal prison, to guide Astra, to ensure that the universe would not be lost to Kronos' cold, calculated grip. Nyx, the goddess of darkness, watched with a chilling satisfaction as Kronos, the god of time, seized control of the orb of Eidos. The battle had been fierce, a clash of titans that had reshaped the fabric of reality. Morpheus, her champion, was gone, consumed by Kronos' temporal storm. The universe was now in the grip of a cold, calculating order, a tyranny that threatened to extinguish the spark of creativity and chaos that Nyx cherished. But Nyx was not one to surrender, not when there was still a glimmer of hope in the shadows. As Kronos reveled in his victory, his eyes glittering with a cruel ambition, Nyx turned her attention to Pyros, the god of fire. He was broken, his fiery spirit subdued, his ambition extinguished by Kronos' relentless pursuit of order. He had been a powerful ally, but now he was a liability, a potential target for Kronos' tyrannical schemes. Nyx whispered to Pyrrhus, her voice a soft caress in the darkness. "Brother," she said, her voice laced with a subtle suggestion of power. "You see the tyranny that Kronos has brought upon us. He has extinguished our freedom, our very essence. He seeks to impose his cold, calculated order upon the universe. But there is still hope." Pyrrhus, his eyes flickering with a flicker of defiance, looked at Nyx with newfound interest. He saw a different path, a glimmer of hope in the shadows, a path that could lead to the restoration of his fiery ambition. He knew that Kronos, in his obsession with order, would never truly understand the beauty of chaos, the thrill of creation. "What do you propose, sister?" he asked, his voice a whisper of embers. Nyx smiled, a knowing smile that sent a shiver of apprehension through Kronos' heart. She saw a spark of rebellion in Pyrrhus, a flicker of ambition that she could ignite into a roaring inferno. She had a plan, a grand scheme to overthrow Kronos' tyranny and reshape the universe in their image. "We need to find an ally," she whispered, "an ally who understands the need for chaos, who craves freedom from Kronos' cold grip, an ally who's willing to fight for the right to create, to blaze their own path through the cosmos." She turned her attention to Astra, the celestial being of pure energy. Astra, having witnessed the destruction caused by Kronos, had retreated into the heart of a dying star. Her own energy dimmed, her celestial fire flickering, but Nyx knew that Astra was a powerful ally, a force of nature that could be harnessed to break Kronos' hold on the Oblidos. "Astra," she whispered, her voice a melody of shadows, "I sense your pain, your sorrow. You see the tyranny of Kronos, the cold, calculating order he seeks to impose, but there is a way to break free. There is a way to restore balance to the universe.